Okay, so now I'm going to tell my what do you call this? Story, my theory, my conclusion about whatever it is. I don't know. It's about love, faith, George Bush, math, logic, and protection. I think that's it. So you're interested to hear this, right? I'm not paying her anything. I promise. Although she does need money. Somebody send her money, please. Hey, I have an idea. Would you accept money if you set up like a PayPal account? Would you accept money?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want people to pay for my travels.
Do you want them to buy your book?
Yeah, but that's
What's
different.
that? Why?
Because I'm giving something for them. Why would they just pay me for traveling? Just
Okay, send me money, and when she has her book, I'll buy a lot of copies, and I'll send it to you. What if they buy like advanced, you know what I mean? Advanced copies or whatever? That actually happens in books.
Really?
Books. Yeah, people pay,
Okay.
like publishers pay in advance for books. Okay. What if I become your publisher, and I buy the rights to your book, and I take advantage of you like all publishers do? So you get like 1 cent for every book, and I get like €10 for every book.
I would be pretty pissed off.
That's the way it works. So. Did you know I self-published my book? I self-published mine. I published mine because I didn't like the idea that I would write the book. They would sell it for, let's say, $10, and I would get one, and they would get 8 or whatever. I thought, fuck that. You know how it works about that? Yeah, well, you'll learn. So I'm going to be her publisher. It's going to be under Aristotle Press Publishing. She's my first sponsored author. So let's see. Now the next question is, what are we going to do with all our money? She might be rich. We don't know. We might be looking at the next, I don't know. Who's a famous author? Any author you admire?
There's lots of good authors. Nobody.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, back to love, George Bush, logic, faith, etc. So here's my thing. So you can see us both. Maybe? Yeah. No. Yeah. We had to catch that little bit of culture. Yeah. I like that one. Okay, so here's the deal. Will you hold this? Okay, so you've heard that Christians have to take the Bible on faith. You've heard this? Christianity is based on faith. Have you heard that we should teach students math to help because it helps develop their logic? Have you heard this? In Romania, they tell me we should teach math because it develops logic. Now, to me, there's a conflict between faith and logic right there, because in Romania they teach both math and the Orthodox religion, which their students are supposed to believe on faith, but we teach them math so they become logical thinkers. Now, my logical conclusion about George Bush is as follows. This is it. If I love someone, let's say you're my daughter and I love you, I would protect you if someone tries to hurt you. If I really love you, I would probably even sacrifice my life to try to help you, to protect you. So I think that if God loves George Bush, he would try to protect George Bush. And if George Bush claims to be a Christian and he has faith in God, then he would have faith that God would protect him. So I think logically, we don't need to protect George Bush. We don't need to spend all the money on the defense forces, all the security that he travels around with, Air Force One and everything. That we should let George Bush walk around with no protection and see what happens. And let God decide if George Bush lives or if somebody kills him. And then even if somebody kills him, we shouldn't punish the person because it was God's decision. God is all powerful. Have you heard this? So if God is all powerful and God loves George Bush and God wants to protect George Bush, why don't we give him the chance? Why should we pay? Why should taxpayers pay for the protection of George Bush if God loves him so much? And if God doesn't love him, then maybe God is angry at us for not letting God make the decisions. But then again, you could say God could just hit him with a bolt of lightning. So I don't really know. I don't know how God feels about George Bush. But anyhow, my conclusion was this. If George Bush had faith in God, he would say, I don't need any protection because I have faith in God. And if God loves me, I'm going to go to heaven. And the whole point of living to Christians is to get to heaven. So to me, logically, if God loves George Bush, he'll protect him. If George Bush has faith in God, he will have faith. that God will protect him. But George Bush doesn't really believe this because he needs all this protection. So my conclusion is, logically speaking, that George Bush doesn't have faith in God. What do you think?
It makes sense.
Oh, sorry. Promised her she wouldn't have to talk. She just said it makes sense. It's early in the morning, so I'm going to let her go to Zarnesh. She can sleep on the bus, and she can walk around, get bit by bears, and chased by bears in the woods. Do you know about the bears? No, there aren't bears in these mountains, actually. Did they tell you
Yeah.
that there are or aren't?
Yeah, there are.
No, not many. Everybody told me there's not bears there.
Yeah, you're very unlikely.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like around here. So hopefully we'll see her again. If not, it was really nice to meet you, Daniela. And now, if you get killed, do I have permission to publish your book?
Yeah, you have to learn German first.
Okay.
You'll find someone.
Okay, but I have permission.
Yeah, you
So, God, do you love Daniela? Oh, you don't believe in God.
I didn't say that. I'm just not a
Oh,
Christian.
okay, she's not a Christian. So we don't know how God feels about Daniela, who doesn't call herself a Christian. Okay, bye.
Bye.
That was a fun video.